When I see people for couples therapy, they'll say something like, we're both willing to see our faults and what we're doing wrong so we can fix it. And as genuine as that is, it also doesn't really work that way. Rather than thinking about who's in the wrong or who's doing things that are wrong, I think it's more helpful to think, where have these patterns come from? What are the underlying emotions? What are the unmet needs? What are the pain points of each person in this relationship? So how can we take better care of each other? You need to know your own story. You need to have self-awareness, and your partner needs to have self-awareness. And then you also need to build other awareness. So you're understanding yourself and you're understanding your partner, and your partner is understanding themselves and they're also understanding you. That requires replacing criticism and judgment with genuine curiosity and interest in the other person's experience. I've told him many times how I feel. I've told him about how my father abandoned me. I've told him how anxious I feel in relationships, and yet he still doesn't want to give me reassurance because he still doesn't actually care about me all that much. But I've never shared with her that I felt so overly responsible for my mother, and that when she messages me, I fear that I'll just never be enough and that she'll never be satisfied. I feel completely overwhelmed. Wait, you're overwhelmed? You don't look overwhelmed. Did you see it? He did something he doesn't usually do. He shared some vulnerability. And when he did, it invited a much more empathic and interested response from her. Building empathy for him could allow her to reconsider her idea that he doesn't care about her. She can start to see him as overwhelmed rather than uncaring. In changing his pattern, the dance steps have started to change. She is now much more attuned to him. She's a little less concerned about her own fears of being abandoned, and she's starting to show care and concern for him. She starts to give me the experience of being supported and cared about in a relationship with a woman, not just taken from, depleted and exhausted.